Up next, we'll take a look at HomeKit Secure Video. Welcome and thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing, and if you find the following content useful, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please feel free to share this with any of the Apple users among your family and friends. So if you're a viewer of this channel, you've likely watched the video review I did of this Circle 2 security camera from Logitech. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll link it somewhere in this video and in the description below. Now, if you've watched that video, you know I didn't give the Circle 2 a glowing review under HomeKit. I found under HomeKit, I'd see the cameras come up as non-responsive, especially when remote. But the camera itself seemed to function well in its own native app. I picked these up specifically for use under HomeKit, so my initial impression was one of disappointment. I think, to be fair though, the performance under HomeKit did improve a bit after successive firmware updates after that initial review. But now HomeKit Secure Video is available, and surprise, surprise, Logitech is the first to actually come through with support. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to update our Circle 2s to be compatible with HomeKit Secure Video.
So we're going to go ahead and upgrade our Logitech Circle 2 to work with HomeKit Secure Video. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the camera under HomeKit. And your camera should be working in the native app and under HomeKit before you start the upgrade. So we're going to be upgrading the backyard camera above in this stack. Let's take a look and wait for the live video to load. And this is a Logitech Circle 2 under HomeKit that has yet to be upgraded to HomeKit Secure Video. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what it takes to upgrade this to HomeKit Secure Video. And first, you're going to need the latest Circle 2 app from Logitech, and that is the Logi Circle security camera, and it needs to be version 3.4.5 because that is the version where you can convert your camera to support HomeKit Secure Video, the first version. Let's go ahead and open that app. And right now, I already have loaded my Backyard 2 camera, which you can see is offline because my Backyard 2 camera has already been updated with HomeKit Secure Video. And that's one thing to keep in mind is once you update your camera, your Logitech Circle 2 camera for HomeKit Secure Video, it will no longer be available under the native app. So you lose any functionality under the native app, and it just becomes available under the Apple Home app. So maybe something to think about before you go and upgrade all your cameras, which is why I'm going to update just my 2 backyard cameras and not the front security camera just yet. I want to know exactly the difference between the apps and what features I may or may not lose. So we will be updating this backyard camera. So let's go ahead and go into the menu and scroll down to Smart Home Integrations. I'll select that, and under there we will see Apple HomeKit. We'll select that, and here you'll see your cameras listed, and under the cameras that have the ability to be updated, you'll see underneath the beta, convert to support HomeKit Secure Video. So that's what we're going to do now for the backyard camera. So we're just going to go ahead and select convert to support HomeKit Secure Video. And here is a agreement, and they do want to point these things out, and you have to check these boxes before you update your cameras. And you agree and understand the following statements. And as I mentioned, this camera will not be usable with the Circle app after converting its firmware to support HomeKit Secure Video. No video history or settings from the Circle app will be transferred over to the Home app after converting. And I am responsible for canceling any Circle Safe subscriptions associated with the camera. And I do not have any Circle Safe subscriptions. I'm just on their free tier, which gives me recordings for 24 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And the last one is I understand that to return the camera back to a firmware version that works with Circle app, I will need to contact their customer support. I'm going to go ahead and check that. And then the button for update camera becomes active, and we're going to go ahead and select that. So now it says getting ready to update, and your camera must be powered on. So this will take a little while. It'll download the update. Right now it's at 22%, and then it will load it into the camera and restart the camera. It is now installing the update. This may take a few minutes, and the camera will reboot before installation completes. Do not unplug the camera or close this app.
So we got a little bit of an error here. It says unable to reach the camera in HomeKit. Unplug the camera from the wall outlet, wait for 30 seconds, then plug the camera back into the wall outlet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and see, hopefully, the first one updated a little quicker than this. This one seems to be a little more finicky than the first one. So I just plugged the camera back in. I'm gonna go ahead and select I have rebooted the camera, and hopefully the installation completes. And here's something that no one likes to see. It says something went wrong. We are unable to verify the status of the camera. Please contact customer support. So I may have just bricked this camera. Well, that's great. So let's go ahead and let's see. So I went around and unplugged the camera again, kind of like in a little panic. If we look under smart home integrations under HomeKit, they're both showing as offline as it did. But luckily, when I went back into the home app, it loaded. And let's go ahead and see, it's a live view now. So here's the camera came back online, and it was already updated with HomeKit Secure Video. And for the most part, it looks the same, but how do we know it has HomeKit Secure Video? Because if we click the options up top, we now have an option for streaming and recording. And from here, if we take a look, it shows there's an extra accessory, which is the motion, which is triggered, just like every other HomeKit option, but it also includes streaming and recording. So I'm gonna set this up like I did my other camera, and I wanted to stream and record. So as you can see, there are 4 options. One is off, no one can stream and no one can record. Then there's detect activity. This camera can detect activity to trigger automations and send notifications, but no one can stream and nothing is recorded. So by default, they're both of the options, went home and went away, are set to stream. I want it to stream and allow recording. And here we go. So under HomeKit Secure Video, your first camera with a 200 gigabyte storage plan, which I have, is included. If you want more cameras, and I have a total of 3 Circle 2s, so I will have to upgrade to the 2 terabyte plan, and that is $9.99 a month. So to be able to record on anything above 1 camera, you need the 2 terabyte plan. What's great about this is, although it is an extra added expense, these cameras do not count against your 2 terabyte allotment. Since I was kind of banging on the door or getting overloaded on my 200 gigabyte storage plan, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade, because I was planning on upgrading anyway, and this is what gets me to upgrade to the 2 terabyte storage plan. I'm not sure what happens if you have more than 5 cameras, but if I find out, I'll leave that in the description. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and click buy 2 terabyte plan for $9.99 a month, because I was gonna do it anyways. And my storage has been upgraded. So I'm gonna hit done. It brings us back here. Now I can select stream and allow recording. So I have when home set to stream and allow recording. I'm gonna do when away, I want to stream and allow recording, and recording options. And here we go. I'm going to pick specific motion detected, and this is the backyard, so I don't have to worry about vehicles. I'm gonna turn that off. But if I had a lot of animals or whatever in the backyard, and I'm not sure, I don't live in an area that has a lot of animals going around, but if I had pets or anything and I didn't really want to record them, I just wanted to record if someone's back there, I would turn off animals are detected. For now, I'm gonna leave animals are detected on, because if there's a stray dog, because since we don't have pets, if there's a stray dog or a stray animal, it'll capture that in the recording. I'm gonna go ahead and leave record audio selected. So this will only record when specific motion is detected,
and that motion being people or animals. So I'm going to go ahead and go back, and let's go ahead and see what the other options are. Camera status light on. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, so that, because when people see the camera status light, they think they're being recorded regardless. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and I can control that LED on the camera from inside the Home app under HomeKit. And night vision light, I'm going to leave that one on so that the night vision light comes on at night. I'm going to go to notifications. So notifications here are to allow snapshots and notifications, which I want. So when I get a notification on my phone, it'll show me a snapshot of the camera and what might be setting off the motion. I'm going to leave status change notifications on, and that's going to receive notification when the camera changes from a one mode to another. And then I'm going to go ahead and select activity notifications. So I'm going to receive notifications on this device when it detects any activity like motion, people, animals, and vehicles. So if we keep in mind what we set for recordings, that it was just in the backyard, just for people and just for animals, I'm going to select that I want notifications at any time. So that's any time during the day. So it's not just during the day, not at night or specific times, it's any time. So I'm going to pick any time. And then when motion is detected. No, I don't want a notification when motion is detected, but I do want a notification when motion is detected when it records. So I'm going to select a clip is recorded. Now, if we remember what our selection was for recording, it's only when a person or animal and not vehicle. So I would imagine if, say, my front security camera, which I haven't converted yet, if I don't want a bunch of notifications when cars are passing by, this is what I would choose. I would select under recordings to not pick vehicles, just pick people and animals, or maybe I just pick people only if I don't want a bunch of recordings, and then have this send me notifications just when a clip is recorded. So that should limit my notifications, hopefully, and we'll see how it works in practice. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back, and that's all set up to stream and allow recording. So let's go ahead and close out of this. And right now there are no clips because I just turned those features on, so it won't be recording anything. And as you know, there are no clips yet. So let's go ahead and close this camera, and let's go to the backyard 2. So let's go ahead and click this camera. And as you can see, there's a timeline underneath. If you select the timeline, you see a calendar pop up. So I've had this one active under HomeKit Secure Video since Thursday when it was first released. So let's go to Thursday, let's jump. And the first video I took is here. And one thing you notice is on the bottom, there are little icons showing you what kind of activity set off the camera. And that looks like a person or profile icon, so that means a person set that off. And another thing to note is on the timeline underneath, if you want a little more precise scanning, because that is kind of a small preview, you can pinch to zoom and open it up, and then you can have a little bit more refined scanning through the timeline, and then pinch to zoom to close it again. And let's go ahead and look under one other notification. Let's see if we can find a different icon. They're all people, because I had it set to only show me when people, or take clips when people were there. So all of the clips are just of people. And I will say this takes less video than the Circle app alone. I would get video all the time under the Circle app. Leaves rustling or wind blowing the leaves. But for the most part, this has been pretty. And there's one. That one's going to capture some movement. I think at night it looks like a leaf or maybe a bug. Who knows what that is. But that's what the clips look like, and you can jump from day to day here. And that's really pretty convenient. So that's what HomeKit Secure Video looks like. This looks like a animal. I haven't looked at this clip. Let's see what it caught. Oh, hey, I don't know if you caught that. So that was, if you look at the icon, looks like a animal of some sort, and it caught a bird. Let's go and scrub back. That was kind of cool, actually. So that's kind of cool that HomeKit was able to discern that that motion was from a fast flying bird. And let's see, there he is. Looks like a hummingbird. Let's see, right there, right in front of the camera. Hummingbird, and we do have a feeder on the other side. There's a post there. Now, right on the other side, there's a feeder there. And I'm pretty sure that hummingbird was visiting that feeder. So if you look, the icon on the bottom was of, looks like a little bear face, but that shows or indicates that it was an animal that was caught. That's kind of cool that the AI of HomeKit Secure Video can differentiate that kind of motion from animals to just generic motion to people. So that's a look at the video in HomeKit Secure Video. So one little cool tidbit that I thought was actually cool. I'm gonna go ahead and tune into this clip of me gathering this pretty heavy folding ladder. If any of you own these types of ladders where you can extend and unextend them and they fold, you know, there's a lot of metal there, so it's heavy. So if you see me struggling, that's why. But anyways, as this clip ends, one little cool thing and a nuance that Apple always throws in, attention to detail. As soon as the clip ends, it loads right back into live mode. And you can see because it says live at the end, and there's live in the current time. Now I think that's cool because the Circle 2 native app, if you're watching videos in the timeline, it doesn't immediately go back to live mode. It stops at the last frame of the last clip you're watching and stays there until you click the live button on that interface. Here, it just seamlessly goes back to live mode.
So that's a Logitech Circle 2 with HomeKit Secure Video enabled. Updating the cameras is pretty straightforward. The first camera I updated a few days ago was pretty flawless. Today that wasn't exactly the case and I had a bit of a scare, but luckily my camera wasn't bricked and came back online successfully under the Home app and with HomeKit Secure Video enabled. So one thing I feel bears repeating is that any Circle 2 updated to support HomeKit Secure Video will no longer be compatible with the native Circle 2 app. And because of this, I don't plan on updating the Circle 2 I have remaining that's monitoring the front of the home just yet. As I've stated in the previous video that I did on the Circle 2, under HomeKit the cameras weren't as reliable as they were under their native Logi Circle app. And I actually used that native app quite a bit when the cameras would pop up as unresponsive in the Home app. I'll run these two cameras under HomeKit Secure Video, evaluate the reliability, and if it's improved, I'll go ahead and update that last camera in the front of the house. Another thing to consider is if you have more than one camera, and who doesn't these days, you'll need to subscribe to the 2 TB iCloud storage plan at $9.99 a month. So essentially that's recording for up to 5 cameras with 10-day retention for $9.99 a month. Well, how does that stack up to Logitech's Circle Safe subscription, which I personally didn't have? The Circle 2 has a free tier, and you can stream as many cameras as you want for 24 hours. That free tier does not include people detection or motion zones. You can up that from 24 hours to 14 days for $6.99 a month for up to 5 cameras. If you do want people detection and motion zones, you'll need to spring for the premium tier, which is $17.99 a month for up to 5 cameras, but that comes with 31-day retention. Now Apple's implementation is a bit different and a lot simpler, I think. With HomeKit Secure Video, your cameras can now detect and differentiate between people, animals, or vehicles, but they have no free tier. And for 1 camera only, you will still need at the very least a 200 GB iCloud storage plan, which is $2.99 a month. Increase that to 5 cameras and that price goes up to $9.99 a month. But remember, that 2 TB plan also gives you iCloud storage for your devices, and the video footage does not count against that 2 TB storage limit. Now that's great for us who are in the Apple ecosystem and use all their services. But determining which is the better value will be an individual assessment. In all honesty, before this I was fine with the free 24-hour storage that I got from Logitech. I was a bit annoyed that it would record everything from tree branches moving in the wind or lights in the distance. because my free tier didn't have them custom motion zones and people detection. But I really still do wish Apple provided a free tier. As it stands, I was planning on upgrading my iCloud storage anyway, so the added expense doesn't sting too hard. But everyone is different, and it still would have been nice if there would have been a free option for Apple HomeKit Secure Video. In the future, I'm hoping Apple gives us more storage for the same price points, but it's Apple. I won't hold my breath. I'm going to give kudos though to Logitech for beating the others to providing HomeKit Secure Video to their users. The other companies that announced support back in June of this year were Netatmo, Eufy, and Robin. So far, Logitech is the only one that actually shipped this feature. So thanks to Logitech. And for now, with its support for HomeKit Secure Video, the Circle 2 gets my nod for best HomeKit camera currently on the market. Let's just hope those responsiveness issues are a thing of the past. And with that, I'm done with my look at HomeKit Secure Video. If you have any experiences to share or any questions regarding HomeKit Secure Video in the Circle 2, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, please take care and be safe out there.